like whoever's watching this, you projected us into your consciousness. So
Ab-
you're using us as a permission slip to speak to your higher self right now. Part of what we've been gifted with the quantum financial system is those of you who are giving with your heart, contributing, not even looking for how it's coming back to you, you're going to receive more access to more than those who are more selfishly orientated, because the Palladians who are off planet can read your energy and your heart frequency, and they can see what your intentions are and what your thoughts are. And based on those, you'll get a different conversion rate than somebody who is more selfishly orientated, more separately orientated.
it's a magic that we all have inside of us, just like we have all these natural talents and gifts that we're given by Creator Source. And, and that includes psychic abilities.
People have been smart about taking our kids' energy, which have a lot of light that going through them, and giving that to things that they want to create in the world. So what I'm inviting us to do is inviting our kids to give their energy to things that will create a world that they want to live in, that they are excited to live in, and that we all want to live in.
Space guitar.
Space guitar, baby.
Space guitar. Yes.
Well, like whoever's watching this, you projected us into your consciousness. So you're using us as a permission slip to speak to your higher self right now. And so you want to watch this because this is made for you. Like the fact that we're excited to do this is because you've asked for this. So this is for you, created by you. Like you're the author, you're the director, and you're the and the receiver, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And this is what a gift. Thanks for being here.
What a gift. Welcome to the 99 Infinite Supply Club. We are here to share with you.
Well, yeah, about the quantum financial system and what's possible here. And there's a book that I wrote called the 5D Currency Guide that just was channeled through me. Me and Hoot wrote it, really. And it's available for free through my link tree, which is linked below. And the whole thing about quantum is everything is now, and everything is mirroring back to you. So the second you say that you don't have something, which can also the inverse of that, like I really want this thing that's outside of me, the second you say that, you're telling the field that you don't have it. It's like the frequency of wanting and having are two separate frequencies. So as you understand that, you won't ask anymore, how can I get this thing? How can I get more? Instead, you'll say, thank you for the more that I have. Thank you for the abundance that I have. And you might change your definition of what abundance is. And Bashar, this channeler we both love, who's brought a lot of light into my life. About you, Hoot?
Oh, absolutely has. It's been such a gift in my life. Love Bashar.
And he says the same thing. He says that he's the permission slip we're using for our higher minds to talk to ourselves. And so he talks about how the one is the all and the all is the one. So you don't have to change a million people. You don't have to change anything. But when you help one person, you help everything. And then he talks about what you put out is what you get back. So if you're putting out lack, which is like, I want this thing that's outside of myself to make me feel good, that's lack. Instead of just feeling good and then letting the reflection mirror back to you what the possibilities are of how good things can get.
Yes. And what the best way to access that is through gratitude, for sure, and appreciation of everything around you. Whatever it is, just find something to be grateful for, just something to give gratitude and love, and share that mutual energy exchange in like a loving vibration. It could be a tree, it could be a plant, it could be whatever it is. You can find something that you're grateful for sure. I'm grateful for this breath I breathe right now. Yes. And grateful to be here with you and sharing, more about the quantum financial system and just ways of being, for sure. Cool.
So inside of the quantum financial system, it's the same thing. what you are is what you get more of. That's what the whole law of attraction was really about, right? It's like, who are you being? You get more of that in the world. It's not about bringing something to you that's outside of you. It's about matching the frequency of that thing, becoming co-resonance with it, abundance, for example, right? So how do you do that? Well, the first thing you can do is change the beliefs that you have. Now, that sounds like simple or not simple, and it is simple. The point is you have beliefs in your field that you maybe got from a movie you once watched that your field caught, or your parents, or, you know, really all the suggestions that are in the music. It could come from anywhere. And when you don't know about it, you can't change it. So the way that you know about it is something comes along in your life and triggers you, and you go, that person is worrying about things they don't need to worry about. Let's use me as an example. But really, the finger needs to go back this way. Where am I worrying about things that I don't need to worry about? You know, so what you see in your partner, or the person that's your best friend, or that triggers you, pisses you off, doesn't make you happy, you use that as an excuse not to feel good. You got to turn that back around at yourself and be like, how can I change that here? Because they're just mirroring back to you something you have going on inside of you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the inside journey. Yeah, like take everything away from the outside, tap into the inside, and that's where the magic lies, for sure. You get good with everything on the inside, then you see that reflected on the outside. No question. No question.
And when you're unconditional in your smile, when you smile, the world smiles back. As long as you say, I need this abundance or money or whatever to feel good, now you're putting a condition. That's not unconditional love. That's conditional love. I'll love this when it shows up to me this way. But if you can just love it the way that it is right now, which to be honest is not that hard, because there are great things going around you right now in so many different ways. All you have to do is get tuned to those things that are working really well for you. And while you're not telling the story of that which is not working, your vibration rises and everything else rises to match what your outlook is. It's that easy. It's that simple.
Absolutely. And that's an amazing way to tune into ETs as well, too. You have to vibrate at their level when you're there, then you can tune into them, because there's so much going on out here in the non-physical world. When you're vibrating at that level, you can tune in and see it. And that is just want to share that with everyone, just because it's a magic that we all have inside of us, just like we have all these natural talents and gifts that we're given by creator source. And that includes psychic abilities, and telekinesis and teleportation and telepathy. All these things, we have these gifts. We just got to strengthen that muscle and vibrate at a frequency where you can tune into that, which is so cool. So cool.
And an example of telepathy, or you can call it telepathy if you want to, is when you have empathy with somebody else, you'll find yourself on the same wavelength as them. If you have somebody that you love a lot, when you think of something and then they say it, that is telepathy. So love, when you find love for the other person, you can have telepathy with them. It's actually pretty easy. And then when you can start to love your enemies, which I do, I was in a meeting today in the courtroom, and I just saw the God is of everything, and felt super connected with it. And it went really well for me. It always goes really well for me. I always get the time that I need. I always get expansion. All the cooperative I need always show up like the day that I need them, not before and not after. And so my experience is really easy and effortless. And even if somebody says something that is not what I prefer, I just smile at them and love them. And I don't give it any negative charge anymore. It has no power over me. And so that I'm the freest person on the planet for that reason. Thanks to that situation that I created for myself, it gave me tons and tons of freedom in here, which now gets reflected back to me. I live a life that's full of a lot of freedom and joy and peace and love, and other things too. Like there can be sadness, and there can be even all the other things, jealousy and anger and all those things. I wouldn't say that I resonate with those very often, but I'm not going to pretend that they don't exist, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and they move through, like I breathe through it, and they come and they go like a wave. And that's how everything in life is. And so the more you understand that or understand that or overstand that, the more you'll get this quantum financial system, because it's quantum, which is now, which means you are vibrating, matching the frequency of that which you want to see. So if you want to see free energy on the planet, for example, what are you doing with your energy that you get given every day?
Hmm.
Are you giving it with your heart, or are you looking for how you can get more? You know, they're kind of contradictions. There's probably parts of the day when you're giving with your heart, and other parts of the day where you're looking for how you can get more. And so what's the balance? And so part of what we've been gifted with the quantum financial system is those of you who are giving with your heart, contributing, not even looking for how it's coming back to you, you're going to receive more access to more than those who are more selfishly orientated, because the Palladians who are off planet can read your energy and your heart frequency, and they can see what your intentions are and what your thoughts are. And based on those, you'll get a different conversion rate than somebody who is more selfishly orientated, more separately orientated.
Oh, and I
The
love
more, yeah. And the more
it's
clarity you have on what you want to do for humanity, and the more you've gone about that, taking action in those directions, the more you'll get to fulfill on those things. Some examples of this are for me and Hoot. Go ahead, Hoot. Tell them about like something that we're passionate about, that you're passionate about, that you want to give to humanity.
well, yes, nature is one of the biggest things I'm passionate about, just being in it, being among it, and just the beauty of all of it, everywhere, just everywhere. Just, if you're even just feeling a bit heavy, just step outside and just go hold a tree for a moment, take your shoes off, and you can give everything to the tree. Like if there's anything heavy, just give it to the tree. Like there, and nature is always giving of itself and always finding its way back to itself, and that is pure abundance in itself. Like the apples that grow on a tree, the fruit that grows from the land, and like it's just an infinite supply, right? So we can apply that to everything in our life. That nature is always giving an infinite supply. That's like pure source, and we're pure source too. And when we're tuned into that vibration, the lavish gifts of the universe, the abundance of the universe is flowing through to us and as us when we embody that. Yeah. What was the rest of the question? I got
Oh,
excited
like
about nature.
for example, I have a daughter. She goes by Leo, and she talks about being a they them and really not wanting to be I, pigeonholed as a guy or as a girl. Princess stuff or guy stuff, taking an hour to get ready, or not caring about how you look. So, and I'm aware that there's sort of been an agenda on the planet that I won't really even talk about because I don't want to give it any credence. But the truth is, she's taught me a lot. And I think in the higher vibrations that we go, we become a little less polarized. Like I probably have more feminine energy in myself now than I did when I was more egoic. Not to say that I don't have an ego now, but so I think we become a little more masculine, feminine balanced as we rise in vibration. And I think our kids have high vibrations. I learn a lot. Um, and so, like, one of the things that would be cool, I think, is to see video games that are higher consciousness, that are still fun to play, because I don't want to like chastise kids and be like, you have to do it my way. Instead, I want to fit what I want them to know inside of their highest excitement. So if it's her highest excitement to be on video games, then let's create fun games that are conscious, that maybe instead of regular guns, we have love guns for a while, right? And then eventually we don't have guns anymore. Or,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we're
go
shooting
ahead.
hearts at first, and heart
Yeah.
grenades and all these things that the kids love to play with. But as they get totally into the game, then realize like more power is like when you sit and meditate and 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 you power up or whatever. You can power up by meditating. Just the things that help you tune into your true self and your true source. Like, and if we can teach the kids, not if, we'll teach the kids through the game of how to live and be in the world instead of these games that are shooting people and stuff. It's just love. We're just spreading more love.
And it's not to make those other games wrong. Like, I, growing up, had a lot of those other games. And the truth is, sometimes shooting stuff, I get that that can be fun. And also, I get that what we give our energy to grows. And some people have been smart about taking our kids' energy, which have a lot of light that going through them, and giving that to things that they want to create in the world. So what I'm inviting us to do is inviting our kids to give their energy to things that will create a world that they want to live in, that they are excited to live in, and that we all want to live in. So that's one of the things we're up to. We have a nonprofit called Waking Vibrations, and it's a 501c3. And we've taken action in that direction over the years to create things that we want to see in the world. We've written, I've got that book again that you can go and read. We're donating our time, and you can get on our calendars, donation-based meetings, which means there's no obligation, which means we'll just help and channel for you, be the permission slip for you to talk to your higher mind. And in that you already have permission in any way that you can. It's just a way for us to give our energy unconditionally to you. If you want to give unconditionally to us and what we're up to, we're more than grateful for that. And we also recognize that we're receiving every day in every way anyway. And we want to make the world, we want to be the change we want to see in the world. Another thing that we've worked on is healthy food that allows more light to come through you. Not saying that you have to be vegan or anything, but giving people vegan options that are really healthy for them. And what that can look like is a vegan burger chain, really healthy though. And kind of like what McDonald's did for cows and that kind of meat and stuff. We would like to do something similar and put ones in, like, even towns like Shasta and Moab and different places around the country and world where people can go to really enlighten themselves, where the motive is not profit. It's about just giving people a healed state, so that they can hold the most energy that of their own and use that to better the world too.
It's like access to the best version of yourself when you're eating vegan and meditating daily. It you get access to that, and it shows in the reflection of everything you see around you too, and you feel great. Just
and you do. And I had pizza yesterday. So there's no judgment from our side whatsoever. It's not about that anymore. It's about how can we all get together and lift each other up with love and help each other be the best versions of ourselves, so we create a reflection collectively back that we want to see.
Absolutely. Yes.
So we've talked about the video game. We've talked about the vegan burger chain.
Oh, we had our the series that we want to do, the animated series as well. That would be great. It's for kids and adults, really. And
yes,
yeah, just sharing more affirmative messages and messages of spirit, and a lot of it is involved in nature and having the animals that come in and share, the owl and a snake and all these cool characters.
Maggie and Bob. It's Maggie and Bob.
Maggie and Bob, yeah. And that's
one's 8
creation
years
we'd like
old.
to share with the kids too, for sure.
Yeah, and put it up on YouTube and whatever channels. We're not against any of them, and create an animated series that kids can relate to and see themselves inside of. That's exciting for them. So these are the kinds of projects with Waking Vibration that we have been up to over the last 3 or 4 years. And the truth is, we've had to upgrade ourselves to catch up to speed with them. And the planet is asking for what it is has been coming through us for years. So like what else? Like we're back. So back into the quantum financial system, like essentially when you match the frequency of giving with your heart unconditionally, you'll receive with your heart unconditionally too. And you sort of do have to let go of something to get something. You do have to like give to receive. Um, it's I mean, you're receiving all the time, you know, and the more you give, the more you receive. It's just like that.
Yeah, I love this. Like, first we give to live until we live to give. Ha! I love it. Yes, and that's really what this
Yeah.
experience is
And
about, is in the sharing and giving, and being receptive too, and receiving that love, or like whether it's a compliment or whatever it is, just in the receiving of it, being in that heart frequency. So with that quantum financial system, uh, I know like part of it is based on gold and the frequency that it holds, not actually having like gold in your physical bank account, right? It's just it's a frequency that it holds, and and there's other assets, you know, like if you're a farmer or whatever, and you have organic food that you grow, and there's an abundance of that, and if you're sharing that with the people, like that's a frequency that it holds, and that's an asset to the people. If I'm understanding it correctly, like that's how it works, you know, like an abundance of
yeah,
whatever gifts it is you have, or you know, whether it's the land you have or the gifts that you have personally, you use those gifts and talents to share with people, and that raises your frequency, which raises the currency, which is your frequency in your bank account. Essentially, what I found
beautiful.
from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And some of the other logistics are, you know, it's the rails of it are going to be different than before because there was no accountability before. And now there will be accountability. Whether you want to look at my wallet, you won't know it's mine necessarily unless I tell you. Um, or you want to look at the government's wallet, which really will just have an administrative role in this whole thing. Um, you get transparency to see what's been going on.
Yeah, and
Actually, reserve banking is gone. Excuse me. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. Yeah, and eventually we won't even need the government.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
for sure.
once we get into society, I like bless technology, because technology is great. It makes our way of living better, and also like the technology that we can have robots and AI doing some of the jobs that people don't enjoy as much, and they're doing the job, so you have more time to create, and whatever aspect that shows up to you as whatever you have enjoy creating in this world, you know. And I think that's just so cool. Like, and you know, when everybody has everything they need, all the land, all the food, all the love, the shelter, everything, like really everyone is provided for and taken care of, and we, you know, there be no crime, essentially, how I see it. Like, there's no need for it, and everyone's living more in the heart frequency, and sharing community, and essentially the world, we're all connected now through the internet. So what a beautiful gift it is that we connect with someone in Malaysia, you know, with this video. So I just, it's exciting to tune into that world for sure. Do we lose
Cool.
connection?
And so right now, the downloads we've been getting are around XLM. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Like, it goes unstable for a minute, and that's all good. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, as you know a lot about the blockchain, and so you could share a little bit about the blockchain, because I know like the quantum financial system will be essentially on the blockchain, and then XLM, like you were just talking about. Yeah, I'd love for you to share some more.
Yeah, XLM Stellar has a big role to play here. They're talking about XRP having a big role, which is interesting because me and Hoot were really into that. We were trading that a lot. I don't know, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Um, and so, you know, the idea is that there is a limited supply. Okay, energy brings the supply to you. So you always get back what you put out. You have gifts. It's your job to figure out what your gifts are and give them away to people. and,
Yes.
and uplift the lives of those around you. And don't think you have to do it on some like billion people level. Like I said, the one is the all and the all is the one. You uplift that one person in your life who needs it the most and see them as well. And that then you're changing your world that you're living in. You're shifting dimensions. Um, and
Absolutely.
there's really
Oh, go ahead.
well, I just wanted to say there's nothing to fear here. Like you mentioned, there's no crime. Well, crime comes from a place where somebody feels like they don't have enough, so they want to take somebody else's, right? So there's a belief in lack and there's a fear that they might run out. But this is infinite supply, guys. Energy, there's no lack of energy in the universe, just abundance. And so as you let go of those fear-based beliefs, which are the negative ones, and you adopt the freedom ones that are expansive, then you will see that change in your world. You'll shift into dimensions that match that. Yeah, so it is a sort of a social credit system in a sense, because, but it's not one that like you need to keep track of. Like those old credit systems that were manipulatable, right? Like I could start a business, I could get credit for it. There was a certain formula I could follow, and then I could get tons of money, and then get tax breaks and all that stuff. That was a system that worked, right? And now we have one that's more authentic, because you can't just talk out of one side of your mouth and do something different over here, because it's universal energy. It's all known. They can see your thoughts just like a hologram. So who you're being matters more now than ever. And so congruency in how you think, feel, and act is your currency now. It's your consciousness.
Yes, so the better we feel, the more it flows to us, essentially. And like if it's like, say you're electrician or something, and you don't enjoy that much, and really one of your gifts or something that you've always wanted to do is like sing or something, you know, that's your time. That's your time to tap into that and start singing. And if you don't think your voice sounds so good or whatever it is, if you're singing from your heart, it doesn't matter. They catch the energy of it. And even if you do it for your wife or your spouse or whatever, or your kids, you know, that's the frequency to be in. Just, you know, singing from your heart. And that's what we're talking about, those natural talents and gifts, you know, just to share whatever light that is you have and shine it to the people around you in the world. And just your currency, the frequency of your currency raises, and so does your currency. And what a dynamic world to live in that aspect, you know.
Just be guides and way showers. And me and Hoot have been making videos now for a lot of years, and we're just going to release that stuff on the platforms as we can get the video to fit the screen and stuff. We're just going to share. We had a whole bunch of really big realizations, and we caught it on video. And so we're just going to share ourselves with you guys, not for any other reason than just if there's any light inside of any of it, we want you to have that. You know. And we love you a lot, and we know that the journey is not always easy, and that there are moments where you consider going up into the allness, the oneness of allness that is everything. And there's no judgment from our side at all. And we've had friends leave. I cried the other day. I looked at my wife and I said, you know, I'm thankful that I made it to this part of my life, that I lived this long to be this expression that I am of God right now, because it's so beautiful. And so I'm just, I can't even put it into words. the the beauty and the joy that are giving. I'm just thankful I stayed here for this, you know.
Yeah, I stayed here for this, into this transition. I stayed here too, you know. There's some There's times where I was ready to exit this planet, and it's still a small voice inside saying no, like we need you, need you to be here and be the light that you are, and to share that with other people, and again, yeah, there's no judgment. It's all beautiful. And when we leave this planet, you're just going into the infinite and eternal that of all that is, back to the oneness, pure bliss. And we're here on this planet to embody this experience and experience things, just like you said. You ate pizza the other day. Yeah, like, enjoy the human experience. Just not saying, I prefer not to do it all the time. I prefer to feel lighter and more connected to source. So that's what I do. But hey, live this experience for sure.
Yes, and I'll just share, as someone who's been vegan and then not vegan and all the different things throughout, I will tell you for a fact that when I'm vegan, my body does not produce mucus. My nose doesn't run, like and my body, it gets more alkaline, and I never get sick. Yes, I use the word never. I had that stuff that came out one time, and I didn't have any of that stuff, and I got over it, no problem, and everything was easy and effortless. The point is just that, like, listen to your body. It tells you what you need to know, and you can't get it wrong. And why would you put something that's not vibrationally compatible to the vibration you want to have in your body without judgment? Like, just put stuff in your body that holds the vibration that you want to carry more and more of the time. If you find out something's like, back when I found out Nutella was slave trade palm oil, I let go of that. Like, you just let go of stuff. Doesn't mean it'll never happen to be on my plate sometime, but honestly, I just tend not to choose that, so it doesn't come to me anymore. It's just making little conscious decisions more and more and more and more. And as you do it in the little things in your life, which starts with your food relationship, by the way, then you want to see peace in the world. Well, peace starts on your plate. I believe that. That's a belief. It doesn't have to be that way, but you get back what you put out. So if you're always killing other stuff to feed yourself, yes, I kill spinach too. I'll eat strong and healthy, then as your consciousness raises, that makes sense, right? So it's just like that, making these little adjustments in your life, fine tuning here, here, and here, and here, and letting go of the old identifications you have, and just opening your eyes to the fact that a lot of what was put in front of you was a consciousness trap. And bless it, thank it, love it, because it gave you this awesome experience, this awesome identities, these awesome ways to interact with people. And now you can ascend and transcend above that structure so that we can create a world that actually does have peace in it, where we do co-create together in harmony and love and joy and peace and friendship and connection and centeredness and growth and being balanced and manifestations and connectedness and relating to each other. And so, and unlocking new levels and extending ourselves. And it's all part of the human experience. You can't get it wrong. And don't be afraid to let go of things that are no longer a vibrational match to you. That's all.
Yes, yes. I always said you could see an instant shift on this planet if there was psilocybin in the water and DMT in the air, Everybody like, oh, I'm pure source. That's what I am. I get it now. Don't need this other stuff. But that's what we're doing in consciousness.
And those are permission slips.
Yeah.
And those are permission slips, right? So you can attain those same levels of consciousness without those permission slips. You just have to choose it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And society agrees that those give you access to more things. And so, probably worth looking at why they weren't allowed in the first place, and
exactly
not being scared of them. It's just more of you.
And
why nothing to be scared of.
Why
it's all you.
It is all you. And that's the wild thing.
Again?
Like, all the towns, everywhere you go, you can find the liquor stores and bars, which cut you off from source, really, drinking alcohol. And then you have these sacred plant medicines that help you connect more to source, as a permission slip, of course. So you can see kind of the pattern here throughout time of, what's happening here. And like we said, we have the access anytime through meditation and through your diet and all that stuff. It's a beautiful way of being.
And that's how we wanted to know ourselves. When I used to drink, I used to do things and say things that was a way for me to know myself. And I had fun. I had a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of things, or some things that I did that I wish that I hadn't done. And so I got clarity enough to leave that one day. There's no judgment, whatever you want to do. It's just that the truth of the matter is, if you want to connect to your darkness, which a lot of the planet has, alcohol is a good way to do new experiences to have that will be more of what you say you want with your mouth, but yet your actions are still going in the other direction. It's really like a stream. You're either going that way or you're going this way. And oftentimes we're going like this, but which way are you trending in your stream?
Riding that river and just allowing the water to take you where it takes you. And sometimes it takes you to the shore and into a willow tree or something. And you just laugh at it because it's exciting. And when you are in the river, right, and you run into the bank or a tree, you get a lot of laughs out of it, right? So if we take that and imprint that into our lives, just like riding that river, then everything becomes more fun, and your state of being is more in joy and peace, and you see that amplified and magnified back to you. It's like riding that river or riding that wave, like you shared, What a beautiful way. It's always teaching us. Nature's always teaching us. No question.
Well said. Nature has it.
I didn't hear any of that. The connection went.
That's okay. All right, so, let's log off of this.
Our communities. Okay, cool. We'll log off of this puppy, and then yeah. Thanks, brother.
Okay, my pleasure.
Galactic soul brother.
Lots of love. Lots and lots of love.
Lots of love. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the 99 Infinite Supply Club. All the links are in the description for our website, Waking Vibrations, and for donations, the law of circulation, give to live until you live to give. And our links for the 5D currency book. And there's all sorts of great stuff down there. So just check the link in the description. All right. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. Blessings.